you don't see your contributions, on those private repos. So once you leave a company, most of those things are just scrapped. But with open source, you can see those things. And I think when I became to become an Open Telemetry member, I had to go back and get all my contributions from the first one that I made. And I just felt this pride that, man, wow, I've gone so far. Like I remember when I was struggling with Golang, and I was like, wow, okay. So it's really cool. So please contribute to open source. And then minus that, there are many opportunities available in open source. Like when you're contributing to open source, you work with different people from different places. So on a normal day, you might not be able to talk to Microsoft, someone that works with Microsoft or Google or Red Hat. But in open source communities, you have people like this. For example, one of my mentors in outreach, he worked in Red Hat. He currently has his own company, but he worked in Red Hat. And I know how many opportunities, just that I want to pursue that opportunity, how many opportunities opened up to me in that space. Yeah, so when you
in Red Hat.
Yeah. When you contribute to open source, you open up yourself, like literally, like you open up yourself to a world of possibilities. Like it's unlimited. All the jobs I got was because of the things they saw me do in open source. The Sematex job, I worked at Sematex for a software engineer for like 6 months, and why he even saw I didn't apply for the job. All the jobs I was applying for, they were saying that I didn't have enough experience. They were saying I did not have enough experience. So they were not reaching out to me. Some of them that reached out to me, you don't have enough experience. There's nothing, you're not done anything in real life. Get out. But for Sematex, the guy just saw a post I made about open telemetry. The guy reached out to me. Hello, I see you do open telemetry stuff. Are you interested in a full-time role in this place? I didn't even have the skill, honestly. Like, I was very flat with it, and bro, I don't know much tech because things were available. I had just begun my tech journey in December 2023, so there was really not much that I knew and stuff. But the guy was like, but you know open telemetry, right? I said, yes, I know. He said, well, come and do some stuff, building some stuff for us. And that's how I got my first gig, after outreach. And then I kept doing that, and then an article I wrote about this same open telemetry. Someone, like my new employer saw it, loved how I wrote, and decided to reach out to me. And they were like, I was a technical writer for them for a while. They were like, bro, you're too good, come on. I said, they were like, bro, like they really like how I did my stuff. Too good. So they really like how I did my stuff, and they were like, I should come in as a developer advocate. And so yeah, that's what I currently do. I'm a developer advocate at Step Security, and I'm back into the world of DevOps.
And you just found the world, the supply chain world.
Yeah. TJ Action is changing. You should know you should thank me now.
No, we should hold you.
You hold you, then thank you.
I get what?
Yeah, so I don't know why this is.
This guy told me.
Oh, okay.
Hope it's not your TJ Action.
Yeah, okay, so taking the first step in open source. Who am I? I've already said this. I am an open telemetry member. And yes, I'm a proud guitarist. I like using this thing that I'm talking. I'm a proud guitarist. I love the lead guitar. So today, let me just get right into it. That took too much time. How do you make your first step in open source? www.github.com. That's the first step. You guys didn't laugh.
That's all.
But yeah, the next thing is so this is CNCF. So I'm going to talk about CNCF projects. But understand that this applies to any kind of open source project. And I'm going to talk about open telemetry because I love open telemetry. I'm sorry, Larry.
It's fine, bro.
It's fine, right? Open telemetry. So you the first let me do like step-by-step procedure. Step 1, go to github.com. Step 2, go to search bar and type.
Make it look easier than this.
No, I promise you
than it's even making it sound.
I'm telling you, I promise you it's so easy. Like it's so easy. People just make things too complicated. I don't like them. So you go to the particular repository. So this is open telemetry CNTF. So beautiful. And the next step is before you even start contributing to a project, you need to have background understanding of what the project is about. I think like this is another mistake a lot of people make.
Yeah.
They just, I want to contribute, I want to contribute. They go to Kubernetes, search for Kubernetes, press enter, go to issues, scroll, see plenty things. Look at some issues, get overwhelmed, go back, go to PR, see people do like files change 50, you're like, what? Maybe I'm not skilled enough, and they leave and then they run away.
Yeah.
And then they continue that loop. 3 months after, they feel like, no, this year I need to contribute to open source again, and they go again, the same loop over and over. Because this was me for 2 weeks in outreach, so I understand. Like I felt so frustrated. I felt like, man, maybe I made it. I doubted myself a million times over. Until I met one Indian that basically, pulled me through. So first of all, yeah, Indians, they're always that guys.
Yeah.
So it was not YouTube, it was not actually a YouTube video, it was like an actual person. I met up with him. I didn't understand 90% of what he said, but I was sure watching his screen and I grabbed him.
You should get the idea.
I got the idea. Yeah, so the first thing first that you need to first start from one project. Do not try to overwhelm yourself, because open source can be very overwhelming. Do you know why? Because like you're entering a place where there are different people of different skill sets that are talking about a particular matter. Do you understand? So if Hilary is opening an issue on, let's say, the scheduler component of Kubernetes, a young lad like if I open that issue,
something that you said young lad.
yeah. So a young guy like me opening a young guy like me in Kubernetes that just knows what is a node and that opens his issue would get so overwhelmed with the amount of information. Like my brain will literally want to explode.
Yeah.
So you have to, like I said, step 3. Yeah. Step 3, understand what the project is about. If you can, before you even open this GitHub repo, come to YouTube. YouTube is your friend. Me personally, I watch videos first before I go to documentation. Some people are the opposite way. Some people do documentation first, then video. But I prefer video because I believe that when someone is speaking, there are a lot of unspoken things he's saying. So I just find it easier to grasp things. So go to youtube.com, whatever project it is, and literally Google on let's say open telemetry. Open telemetry. What is open telemetry? What is? So let's say it was, what is Kubernetes? What is Kubernetes? What is open telemetry? Find the shortest video, quote unquote, because what you want to do, you don't really want to go slow. You just want to have, okay, what does this project do in 3 minutes, in 5 minutes? I won't go into this, but watch the most basic video. What is open telemetry? I remember during that time, I watched like 25. I was just watching and filling my head with open telemetry because I needed to understand what is this project about. So watch a video, or if you're a blog guy, go to type what is an open telemetry on Google, and it will bring up really good blogs. And then from there, once you're done with that, go to the readme.md. This is very important. Don't just jump into repositories, issues, projects, teams, people. You will get overwhelmed. So the next step I'll say is after just correct me, because you've been doing this for since I was
30 years.
A young lad. Yeah, but go to the readme.md. Go to the readme.md. What are they saying? Open telemetry collection of APIs, SDKs, tools. If you had watched that video, what they are saying here will make a bit more sense. Do you understand? If you just start from here, it's just be a lot of text. I'm talking from my experience, so things might be different from you. So once I watch that video, I have an idea, okay, this is what this project does, an observability kind of thing. So, open telemetry collection, just read through this. And then the next step is, there are 2 steps you can actually take. You can either get started, or you can go straight to the contribution.md file to understand what it is to contribute. But if you've never contributed to open source before, don't go to the contribution.md file because there's so much happening there also that might confuse you. So the next step I'll say you should take is this. Come pick a repository. How do you pick a repository? What language are you familiar with? So at that time, I wasn't even familiar with any language, but I had just started learning Golang. So Golang I had more kind of like relationship with Golang, sort of. So if you go for different projects have different languages and everything. Like Kubernetes is written in pure Go. So if you know Golang, then you can contribute to Kubernetes. So that's your clue to learn Golang today. But let's say you are you've been a core Python guy, because DevOps guys use Python a lot to write scripts and stuff. You can literally search. So this is the repositories section. Please, if I'm too fast or maybe you don't understand what I'm saying, just tell me immediately and I'll go back. Yeah?
Can you record this?
Can I record? Yeah, yes. And post it.
No, just share.
Share with the community, right?
Is that record?
My screen. But would they hear my voice?
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter. But people can see how you are moving and they watch, they will see, okay, move from this point to this point.
Okay, makes sense. Let me do that now. Shift command.
You have audio, right?
Yeah.
And we can just extract the audio from there.
From this.
Who do that? Okay, cool. So that means I have to kind of start from here again. But do I need to start from here again? No.
I don't think so.
Just go, keep
Just
going.
okay, right. Okay, cool. So I think they started recording now. Yeah, should. Great, cool. Yeah, so where was I? So let's say you are a Python guy, you're a Golang guy, .NET guy. Does anybody write .NET here? Who's you write .NET?
Even your enterprise.
Forgive me. Forgive me, I'm just a young guy. Well, yeah, so let's say you're a Python guy, yeah, so you just search for Python. So now, most times, if it's not OpenTelemetry, if it's Kubernetes, for example, you will see the languages used here in this section. So that will tell you if you should even attempt at all. Because if a project is written in Ruby and you've never seen Ruby before, and you're going to go and you're trying to contribute, well, you can go and
It's okay to learn.
yeah, if you're interested in learning Ruby, I tried it at some point, man. It's a good language. I'm being recorded, so I can't say some words. But yeah, so go here, see the top languages, so you see that most of it is in Go, Java, TypeScript, Python, stuff like that. So yeah, you can even filter to see the particular repos that that language is more represented in. So you can easily filter. What you're trying to do is to filter that noise. Because what scares people from open source is the noise. It's not necessarily noise, but it's noise to you because you can't make use of it. Yeah. So let me say Python. Alright? Let me search for Python. Python.
Language skills are very side.
Sorry?
See language skills are very side.
Man, you're smart.
Oh, see.
Let's go. So you can even see
Very
that.
side.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Then all in here. I'm a young guy. Thank you so much for that. So Python, so you can filter by languages, and you see that there is a repository called OpenTelemetry Python. Yeah. So that means if I open this repository, it means that what I will be seeing here is Python code. And like I said, imagine you're a Python developer. First things first, if you do not know how to write any kind of language, you can still contribute to open source, but I advise you go and learn a language. Like even people that are running away from code, you should, in this day and time, you should, even if you can't really write code, you should be able to understand code.
You run away from everything, code. Even you run away from everything. You left DevOps community. We are coming for you.
What?
He left.
You can't say that about me.
Yeah,
please.
Yes.
I write Java. I wrote Java, sorry. But yeah. So, like I said, everything here will now be about Python. So it's something that you can relate to. Yeah? So the next thing is you can now go to the contribution.md file. Let me see if they have this. They should have it here. Every open source project has a contribution.md file. Or contributing, not contribution. Contributing.md file. And basically what this file contains is everything you need to know to start, like to get started contributing. So I remember when I tried to make my first contribution, I was making so many mistakes, but the guys were still calm with me. Because if you want to contribute to some project, you have to like add a change log. Sorry, if you've contributed to open source before, can you just raise your hand if you've ever done it before? Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, go through this file. It's very important to go through this file because in this file you would see everything you need to get started. So you do not just contribute in isolation. For example, let's say there was a time that I was trying to work on a particular issue. Later in the whole course and the talk, I'll show you some contributions I made, and I was able to get some stuff merged, even when I did not really have so much experience. So yeah, join the Slack channel. This is very important because when you're stuck, when you have problems, which most times you would, if you're not so experienced contributing to open source, you might get stuck. You can easily reach out to the people there. And if they have a very nice community like OpenTelemetry, they will talk to you and they will help you and assist you through your whole process, the whole contribution process. So you can also find the body and get started quickly. So they are basically giving you these are the instructions that you need to get started contributing. Yeah, so you read through these instructions. I do not know Python lingo. Python devs in the house. Any Python dev in the house? Okay, you know Python. So you basically go through this, or you can, in a day and time, copy and paste ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to take you to the section that is, I'm a first time contributor. Let me do this right now. I'm a first time contributor. I am a first time contributor, man, English, contributor, and I am going through the contributing.md file. Help me find the section that is related to me. So you don't really have to go through so much stress, just from GPT. And paste. And GPT, my senior engineer, my senior colleague, would basically filter all this noise and tell me what I need. So it's telling you that, first thing you need to join the Slack, introduce yourself, and so these guys are so nice. They have a body kind of system. The project was contributing to giving out the body system.
Is this ChatGPT Plus or just regular ChatGPT
Plus.
It's plus, bro.
Plus.
It's my senior colleague. So yeah, and then they'll basically tell you how to get started, set up the environment, how to make a contribution, this is how to submit a pull request. So different kind of repos have different kind of styles of submitting PRs. But you can't submit the PR without even knowing what an issue is. So let's get to issues. Right? So far, you guys are we together? Yeah. Are we all together? Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, after reading this file or using ChatGPT to scan what is useful for you, come to the most scariest place. Yeah, this is the Wild West, honestly. Yeah, because you see, there's so much happening. I remember at that time, I was literally just randomly opening issues and getting more depressed. Because I'll be like, okay, tell me hotel names. Roger Point here, I'll now
And the comments.
I'll just be clicking and running around, and I'll have literally no context whatsoever. Another tip, if you can please remember this, when you join the Slack channel, try to find out when they have community calls. Community calls are so important because if you attend community calls, you will have so much context about all these issues, because most times these issues are discussed in community calls. So when you see something like this, they're really, look at this now. I was just reading through this and I'm like, is this something I can do? And I'll be like, I'm not going to files changed. Don't go here first, because this can overwhelm. This can really overwhelm. So how do you get started, right? So come to issues, and immediately once you enter issues, my network is not so fast. I keep issue, bro.
Anything that will talk used to work.
No. This guy. Why don't now attack me?
Let's ask.
I didn't leave you guys. I'm still here. Yeah. So go to labels. Yeah. And search for good first issue. So usually, maintainers of repos, of open source repos, understand the pain of first-time contributors. Because then there's so much happening, and the issues can get so overwhelming. So they have a label. Most open source repos have tags and labels to identify certain kind of issues. So for example, let's say Larry wants to contribute to the scheduler component of Kubernetes. If he's trying to scroll through all the issues to find a particular scheduler component kind of issue, he might spend the whole day and even get exhausted just by looking through all that information. So they have a concept of GitHub has a concept of tags. So you can easily give certain tags to certain issues, so you can easily filter. So there's a particular tab called Good First Issue that is just very good for first-time contributors. So usually, if the maintainers are active and are they're sensitive people, because there was a good first issue that I looked at and I was confused. So I don't think it's a good first issue for me. Maybe a good third issue, not first issue. But yeah, most times, if you go through the issues in this particular category, you should see something that you can relate with and you can start working with. Yeah? So, broken link in exporter/OpenTelemetry, that's exporter. So you can see just by this name of this issue that if you don't have context to what an exporter is in OpenTelemetry, you're going to get overwhelmed. That's why it's very good to get background knowledge. Like, you should have background knowledge. So the question is that how much background knowledge should I have to start contributing? I can't answer that question. I would say get as much as you can. For example, now if I see this kind of issue, the first thing I will do is not open this issue. The first thing I will do is I will go to and type OpenTelemetry exporter and see what pops up. Yes, now because you can't be contributing to what you don't understand. So you see, what is an the normal way that we all do these days, bro? What is an OpenTelemetry exporter?
I would suggest reading.
ChatGPT your
I would suggest reading that the OpenTelemetry.
It's true.
Yeah.
Please read the docs.
Yeah, you should read the docs.
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah, GPT no.
GPT gives you, it will give you the full information.
So let me finish this prompt and then you understand why I did this.
Why do you are using plus, right?
I think how do I say this? What he is trying to tell us
Summarize.
No, not summarize. There's a lot. If we open that doc now and you start to read it, you might end up trying to understand what's going on here. So I think he's just trying to take us in a way that you not be overwhelmed. Exactly. In a way that you not be overwhelmed, like, what's that? So just grab a concept of what you need to know to do it, because there's going to be a lot if you open that documentation now. And
look at this is a lot. I understand what's happening here, but you're like, okay,
if it's your first time trying to contribute to open source,
you just what is OTL?
Which one are you going to pick now?
Collector setup. What is this? So
and what do I need to do now?
Look at this, man. This is just so scary.
It's not for me. Just close it up.
Close it. You get. So that's why. So yeah. So what is OpenTelemetry exporter? Explain to me like I'm 5 years. Okay, bro.
You were not even smart. You were like, okay, little bro. Okay, little bro.
This is your senior colleague, and then maybe this is too much. I'll say, bro, man, make this be more exact. But this will probably make more sense to you. But I remember when I wanted to understand the concept of an exporter, I used just an adapter that I used to understand the concept. But let me not even go there. But yeah, so that's how you move in that direction. So you can go to the docs, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed. Like I know how many times I open Kubernetes.docs document and I close it because I don't really have so much context into Kubernetes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So how do you get started? Like let's say you don't know nada, or you know a language, but you don't know how to begin from. So this is how you do it. So get some context to what this is speaking about. I won't even go for this kind of issue because I don't really know what's going on. So I'll go around. Okay, test our docs. Docs, everyone likes docs, man. It's not English. So you just read through, okay, describe the environment, OS, Ubuntu. So now if you have not gone through the contribution or MD file, you might not understand what this is saying. This is basically a template, an issue template that they give. So you can go through this issue, you can read through the comments, and then try to find the pattern. So like most times, there are like in open source, like some of the work or some of the work that you do or that they do is they have certain kind of patterns. Let's say they want to migrate from version 1. I think there was a contribution I did that. Basically my work was just to what I did was just to do from 1.0 to 1.1. I was just changing it in every way.
Manually.
Yeah.
Soft.
No use script on.
No. That was the issue, and I just saw it. I just saw it. I was like, this is so cool. I was just Control F, whatever the stuff is done this, and I was just literally changing and they merged it. Thank you so much. But those issues are tagged as chores. I think I'm going to fuck more. Yeah. So go through this issue. I don't understand Python, so a lot of things here don't really add up. Let me just go to Golang. Please, thank you very much. Go. My bro.
You can filter by right.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so used to doing that. Language. Golang.
So I can call you for open elementary stuff. Yeah, I remember I called you one time.
You got it.
You ran it.
You should have seen his face when he said I called you and I was like, God, I'm sure I did.
Okay. Yeah, so open telemetry. I'm currently contributing to this repository.
You said you're going to contribute.
Every time. With pain.
But hope like it's like what I'm saying, is it making sense to you?
Yeah.
So, okay, awesome. So after good first issues, yeah?
I have point of contention.
You have point of contention, please.
Like this contributing to open source, you realize that it's like taking 2 weeks of your life.
Like a full-time
Get
It's a
something
full-time
done.
role, yeah.
Yeah.
How long do you want to be? 2 weeks is not.
So compared to the benefits and that you can, not just benefits, but some people love this whole thing of they like to give back to the society. So open source is a way to give back to the society, give back to skills.
Most times, if your job does not involve contributing to open source, or you're not trying to get into one of these outreachy summer of code programs, I thought 1.5 days.
I promise you that this is how we do it in Nigeria.
I have another round.
Another round.
Yeah.
No, another round.
Route. Okay, route.
Another round. So that's the thing that's okay.
I had round.
Round.
Route.
I opened a project in 2018 or so, 2019. In my room, I was building my GitHub profile and I put badges. And I said, let me give out these badges. And I opened Markdown badges and I dropped the badges there. And that was the easiest way for me. I created the repository And today, that project is doing like almost 15,000 stars on GitHub.
Wow.
And a lot of contributors have reached out.
Okay,
So I think you're talking from the point of
Contributing.
well, that's contributing.
So
Contributing by creating.
By creating, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that's an easy. That one is easy. But that
Which one is easy?
like you have the project.
You have the
just
project.
put it open
It's
source.
easy, Larry.
I think it's easier than
It's
it's
easier than
than
this.
for what it's asking.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing is, the open source, it would be nice if you were trying to learn something. Like now, you're trying to learn code, right? And the best way to get yourself involved is contributing to the project that related to code, right? So like if you're contributing to a Golang project, you're benefiting yourself and you're also doing
Community service.
Yeah, exactly. When there's like a reward. For
Yes,
that.
exactly. If you, I think it works hand in hand if you're learning, but like you with the 9 to 5, and you're also trying to upskill, right? How would you mind trying to collaborate and try?
I think sorry, can you just finish?
No, that's discussing.
Because they are distracting you too much. Let's just continue and then we can ask questions and then.
Marvelous, have you agreed?
The reason why we're asking this question.
Oh, no, I understand.
Like we're talking about those first steps in open source, but first step in open source is not easy. It's never easy at all. It's like one of the hardest things you can do at a short period of time. Because except it's something, you know, there are different ways to do like the open source thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you're working. There's 2 months ago I was working with one AI tool, Q.AI. The tool is new now, so they put some config on the build that was failing our project. So I had to go to the project and change the stuff and tell them, I beg you guys should merge this thing. If you don't merge, our project don't work. So that kind of thing, it's easy to do that way first step. But I was just trying to say that this process is scary.
It's still scary, you're thinking like this.
It's not like it's scary, but it's scary in time.
Okay, the amount of
Investment,
right?
But then another thing is just do it as an hobby. You understand? It's not
I think he already even spoke to that too. Before we started all these contributions, he said something that the people who make contributions, you have to be a giver. Somebody who wants to that. So like the reason why you're doing this is because you want to help the community. Not because
That's how we-
do you understand? So
That's not
you have to
the-
come from the
that's
mindset
not
of
the-
I want to make
yes.
something better for others, not just myself. So
Depending on
you're doing it because
the open source you want to use.
It's so much honesty. Yeah,
Especially blockchain.
So, you want to say something?
I mean, I think a good approach that can literally like work for everyone is if you currently use something in your 9 to 5, you get. It's easier to port from it to say you are contributing to that project. But this is something you. That was like my big entrance into open source generally. Because I built like a design system with Chakra end-to-end that we use internally, like across all our entire like front end. And that was what led me to go to Chakra UI and join with them Shegun and staff to like work on porting Chakra there. And those things, they are inconsequential at the beginning. You get until like the Chakra team like recommended me for like the Google Open Source Fellow stuff. But then things that you use like on a daily basis, yes, everybody keep how do I call it? I say like lambast that particular. Yes, everybody claim that JavaScript is shit. You get that but it pays the bills and yes. And probably you detected something. Yes, you might not be going there to like write the code end to end, but probably something as simple as opening up that issue that maybe over time I've been working with JavaScript and I detect that there's this memory leak somewhere. You can go and create the issue, you don't have to like sort it. But then you can create the issue, probably a member of the JavaScript team that works on it full time, one day we have the time to like, but then something that you work with like every day to day, and there's like an open source project attached to it, then I think that might also be like a good entrance to the world of open source, especially when you're a very busy person. Thank you.
Yeah. So please don't shy from open source. Yes, you take time, but the reward, risk reward analysis. The reward, man, and it makes you stand out. Like look at me now. I'm talking to you because I know.
When next they go keep for a map of it?
This year, bro.
I can enter your pocket.
No, but yeah. So the next, another way to, if good first issues are still very strenuous, maybe the maintainers of the repo, maybe you don't just have, maybe just a skill issue. The skill issue on your part. You can check for chores. So what are chores? Chores are like very, very, very easy stuff, like bump up version. You can see bump version this to this. Yes, there are things like that. You see very, very easy chores. Add more top level permissions. Open it up. See if it's something that you can relate to, something that you can understand. And most time, the thing about chores is that chores usually have, my network is terrible. Chores usually have other chores under them. So for example, let's say you want to update all the functions that do a particular kind of task. So they might have updated the first function and second function, but there are like 6 other functions. So if you go through how they did the first and second function, you can see a pattern to update the remaining functions. So let me just go straight to what I did in my first pull request to telemetry. I think, can I connect to your, I think my glue is not working.
Glow is not glowing.
About network.
Glow bright.
Who is the iPhone?
You see? I will not give like Jen. Blue game.
It's working on
Which one am I connected to?
my iPhone. Who is the iPhone?
Or you can connect to.
That's the
What's the password?
Just okay now.
Just
On your laptop.
Tell us the password now.
It's not
That's the password.
Yeah, you know,
It's the only-
My dad.
Oh, you can
actually,
actually
okay, you're going to this one.
And I was showing you the password.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there you go.
No, I'm going to this one. He's saying that I'm doing so he's seeing one of like your guy. You just need one of my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do this.
You told me.
No, it's
So that boy don't need to do the country.
not working. Keep up down.
Doings.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. So I think this was my first contribution. Update readme, let me open it. Update readme LP receiver. Now I did not follow everything I told you guys. So I learned things the hard way. That's why I'm coming to tell you guys that don't just jump into this thing.
Do things.
So do our things. So the issue, let me just go to the issue because that's what you need to see. So I was basically just running around, and yeah, you see this tag easy. I see this tag. So you see how these tags are very important. Some of them you see good first issues, some of them you see easy. Some of them you see basically novice kind of tags. If you're a senior man, you can go for senior man tags, but novice kind of tags, look for this kind of tags, and then go through the issues in those tags.
Look at me, continue.
So you can see that, you're like, incorrect documentation. If I read the implementation right, the accepted JSON format is OTLP JSON, blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand anything they were saying here. I I didn't understand anything they were saying here, but I sure knew that they said this is what they want to see. So I commented. So how the next step is when you find an issue after going through, using the filter I showed you guys, either use go for labels, go for easy beginner kind of labels, or search for chores. Comment on the issue. Like you need to comment. So you need to comment and say, oh hello, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself in the community first. Because like these days, there's been a lot of supply chain attacks. There's a lot of attack on open source. So people are kind of scared. Maintainers are very wary, not scared. They are wary about people they grant access to contribute so that you don't introduce malicious, code inside. But so introduce yourself first in the community. I remember how you find that community through the contributing.md. Yeah. So introduce yourself. Hello, I'm a first-time contributor. I'm excited to be here. Excited to see things. I'm always excited to do things. I'm excited to. So, yeah.
I said LinkedIn style.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. So then you speak. Please speak. Don't be scared of these guys. That's another thing. Like I realized. Even when I went for my US visa interview, like a lot of Africans or Nigerians still have the fear for white people in their hearts somewhere. Like you're scared of this guy. It's like, I don't talk to my bro. It's not that deep. So it's not that deep. And they are not like Nigerians. That's another thing I must tell you. They are not rude. Like these guys are not rude most times on chat at least. They are not rude. If you message them, if you reach out to them, they will respond. As long as you're not saying, please give me money, they will respond. They will respond. As long as they see that you actually have a question. Like I remember when I messaged one senior, the job that I got, the guy has worked for my CEO, he had worked for Microsoft for 14 years. And when I saw his profile, I was like, man, I texted him, I was like, your profile is so inspiring. I texted him in June, he didn't reply me till October, and the reply was coming with a job offer. So like, don't be scared to talk to these guys, like message them. And don't just spam them, ask real life questions. So I was like, oh hello, I would like to work on this issue. Can it be assigned to me? And right on, he assigned it to me, no stress. And then I started struggling to find the issue. Me and ChatGPT were like this. And I was using the free version of ChatGPT then. So it was became big. Well, yeah, so that's why when he said that there isn't free version, bro, you can use, and I think it's not just ChatGPT, it's DeepSeek. There's so much good stuff. Claude. Yeah, Claude is the best for programming guys and stuff. So there's so much good stuff out there that you can actually use to assist. So you're not alone in this. So yeah, so they assigned it to me on 14th, and see how long it took for me to get
2 weeks.
2 full weeks.
To make documentation clear.
No, because I didn't understand what OTL was. I didn't understand what was happening. So I have to go and do it. Yeah.
Did you call any of the guys there? Just
no, my guy. No, he didn't know me then. I was a.
No, we met.
Wait. You did it like alone, like just.
Yeah. Those were like the most like interesting. It's just like 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago. That it got into open telemetry.
So is it like 1 year already go or 1 year work? The issue was opened around January and
yes,
till March, and the stuff can be hanging.
Yeah, no, most times issues can take for 4 years. And nobody, because
they're not looking for someone
to
take ownership.
Exactly. They are looking for contributors. Open source people are always looking for contributors.
Yeah. And if you look at like your VS Code, when you want to install an extension or plugin, there's some that you see that, oh, I think one particular Terraform, they are like looking for someone to take ownership of this. Like he doesn't have the time to maintain it.
Because open source is
You keep getting
like
if you are to do it, you keep getting
like Osinachi, right? Nice. Like you rightly said, open source is a lot of work. So they're always looking for more people that are willing, and that's why there are initiatives like Outreach, LFX mentorship, that they will even pay you to do this. Because naturally open source is not paid. Yeah. So speak on the issue and tell them to assign it to you, and then start working on it. And then once you submit the PR, also comment, because most times these guys don't have time to be watching the PRs that you're doing. So like always talk about it. So I think then I went to the community channel. I was like, hello guys, I've opened this PR. Can you please take a look at it? And then finally, he got merged.
Prove that you gave everybody
food. Finally got merged in April. So that's how long it took to merge one small implementation. So this thing, it takes time, actually. So that's why like, do it as like side hustle. People just take 2 hours of their time every day to just go through issues they can do something, start a conversation, start an issue, start a contribution, and then you just let it fly.
But those are comfortable people, right?
Yeah.
So wait, I have a question. You said you were like had 1 year experience.
You gave everybody
No. I didn't have any 1 year experience. I got to telemetry this time last year.
But you were learning Go now.
I was learning.
You haven't started learning Go now.
So sorry, I almost see his face.
You haven't started learning Go now. Yes, I'm telling your story.
So I said I was learning DevOps in December. January I saw Go and I was just interested in it, so I started pinching it. But I didn't really understand so much. Like you see, my first contribution was not the Golang contribution. It was a documentation, very simple contribution to me now, but then it was a lot.
So was this like true outreach or just?
No, this was just, so it was, outreach has 2 phases. There's the initial phase, there's the contribution phase. So, for the contribution phase, you have to get at least 1 PR merged. So I was just trying to get that 1 PR merged.
Okay, this was the PR.
No, I got 7 PRs merged. Yeah. Before that was like one of the things that got me
See on this open telemetry.
Yeah.
So you have to focus on one.
Okay, cool. So let me be faster. And what else do you need to know to get started? Yeah, let me
Mistake.
And the thing is that everybody's journey is different. Like don't be too hard on yourself that my journey must follow this pattern. So it's an experience. So remember what I said about some PRs have kind of patterning kind of things, that you can see something that someone did and you can basically follow the same pattern. So if you see that added new default functions for config gRPC. If you look up, you'll probably see something like that. So you see. So this was the issue. They wanted for all config structs. So there were different config structs. There was the one for gRPC, there was one for AUTH, there was the one for that's plenty lingo. In summary, they had something they wanted to do. Let's say you want to upgrade everybody here. And it's a similar kind of upgrade. Not necessarily the same, but a similar kind of upgrade. Let's say I want to add a cap to everybody here. So I'll give this guy a cap. Maybe the cap does not fit him, so I have to reduce the size. But I know that everybody here must get a cap. Yeah. So there are issues like that. So I basically was scrolling and found those kind of issues that have certain kind of patterns. And then what I will now do is that I will study the PRs of people that did that particular issue. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Does it make sense? So I basically was studying people's PRs. Like I'll sit down and be looking at reading how somebody wrote something, how they thought about it. I'll study the PR. I'll ask ChatGPT to help me where I get confused. And by this, I was also learning Go at this time. So doing this made me learn so much about Go, while getting real world experience. So I think that is it. Quote unquote. So the summary of everything is this contributes to open source. It's not as hard as people say it is. Yes, when you want to start, especially if you're starting with a new project, the learning curve can be kind of stressful at first. But then once you break through, it gets easier.
Like how long is that stress? Like how long?
So, it's person dependent. So in March at that time, I just finished camp, NYC camp, and I was in my friend's house. And I went to Tech Academy. So they didn't start till April. So I was just basically doing nothing during that particular time. So my whole life then was open telemetry and pull up, telemetry and pull up, open telemetry and pull up.
But one thing is, if you're thinking,
No,
Yeah. No, I
You have
studied
the
mechanical
principle.
engineering.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that I didn't come from a tech guy.
Yeah.
No, mechanical is tech, but not of that.
like for LFX, I think LFX, you get aware of the project a year before they start. Yeah. So like you can be contributing before
Yes,
selection.
you have ramped up.
Yes,
So you need to go
like,
and
you
look
can
for
even
one.
start very early. So like for me, if I want to maybe take on this plan, is to go through LFX. So there are a couple of projects that are still active and they are still going to get onboarded into LFX. Just keep on contributing. You definitely get. I mean, if you get involved in the owner of the project, you definitely get into the mentorship program, and that's how you get selected. Like I know a girl at one, she did contributions. She's still with them.
Yeah, that's true.
So the contributor, I mean the project owner advised her she should apply again and they'll get her selected. Because she's very, very familiar with the project.
So
Like you
that-
can start from way before the project gets selected.
So there are different pathways. So in the outreachy routes, they want to encourage people that know little, they know little or nothing. But LFX, you have to be very experienced. Like you should have been doing like serious contributions to the project for them to pick you. So whatever route you want to follow, but this is how you make your first contribution to open source. And I know that I'm sure that you got so much value from this talk.
So because of food, you are running out.
No, I'm not. You're making me look bad. But do you guys have questions? Do you guys have questions?
Then what I was asking.
Sorry, do you have questions? Do you have questions? Any questions? Any questions?
So how soon reach out to you now? Guide the person.
Oh, reach out to me, my LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is too far, like I just that LinkedIn is too far. When you see the connection self.
Okay. So thank you very much. Please put your.
You have a question?
Okay, so
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is, how long had you done Go before you started contributing?
So I started learning Go in January, like January ending. I just felt it in. I'm spiritual guy, so I just felt that man, I'm going to use Go. The next.
So how long had you used
Yeah. So like it was just like 1 month, and there was this girl's called, what's her name? Nana. I just opened her. Take with me. Yeah, she shouldn't catch me. Nana. So I just went through her. I think it was a 1 hour or 2 hour course, and just got like the basics of Go. But when I knew I was now into open telemetry, I found a way to get Code Cloud plugin for one of my guys, and because I didn't have money.
Now you have money to sponsor us.
One of my men. Well, I got that, and then I was doing the course, learning open telemetry and trying to contribute. It was a lot, but it worked out in the end. That was that. Yes, it can be very stressful at that time, but once you hit the escape velocity, like there's no stopping you, just keep going. So,
Okay. And my second question is, so can you say you're an open source contributor when you've just done chores?
when what?
When you've just done chores?
Yes.
As long as it's
That is a contribution.
He knows the project and all he did was badge, right? Yes.
Some people put comma.
Yes.
This guy doing
Oh, you don't know he did.
some people, all they do is put comma when they're supposed to put full stop.
He
When they
changed
put full stop.
1.0 to 0.1, right?
But you know, like as you keep, you'll be able to make bigger contributions. Like I was able to. I'm not going to say this, but this guy is pushing. I am not going to play that way. But yes, you can. Contributions vary from little contributions to really big contributions. But start with what you can do. You know, the goal is that don't get overwhelmed at first. That's the goal. Don't get overwhelmed. So start with as small. Don't let anybody put you down. Start from where you are. You know, I think the final thing I'll say, when I started contributing to, like when I got to outreach, there was this other senior there. I think it was a Cameroonian. This guy was just everywhere, man. It was a full stack dev, so the guy really knew this thing well. And sometimes I was just get frustrated because I was seeing them talking on the group. You know when you're in exam hall and everybody's asking for rule line, you're like, there's nothing about rule line. Why are you the rule line for the exam? So the guy was talking on the group that, sorry, I noticed this thing. Is it? I'm like, bro, this thing, man. But I just told myself that, bro, this is your own journey. Like, focus on your own thing. So for like 2 weeks, I didn't make any contribution. I was just reading Open Telemetry. I wrote the article about Open Telemetry. I submitted and I got to speak. You know, thank you so much, Larry and Daniel, for accepting a young guy like me then. So, man, just do you. And there are people that don't. I'll tell you, there are people that don't write code and contribute to open source. Like I have I like a friend, but she's a friend. Adriana, she writes really good blog posts on Open Telemetry. And VLL.
I'm thinking of running.
Yeah. She does not, I've not seen her write any code before. She's not just she's like she's a dev real person. So she talks, goes to conferences, speaks to the developers, makes things easier for them to understand and things like that. So like the route to open source is not just code. Yes, not what I'm saying. The route to open source, is not just code. So if you're not really a code guy, you can still contribute. There's design, it's front end, it's back end, there's so much. There's technical writing, like AWS community builders. You guys write AWS code?
No. Do you write AWS?
What you do is that you write good blogs, write educational content, and then you believe that you're someone that is useful to the community. Because you're helping many other people that want to get started. So, any other questions? Did I answer your question? Awesome. Any other questions? Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much.
I have a question. I have a swing.
I have a question. No, if I don't take it.
Thank you guys so much.
Off your mind.
Thank you.